Meet the Billionaires Forking Out for Eternal Life. And this is a Guardian story. So let's see what Guardian has to say about this. Tech entrepreneur Bryan Johnson, who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on youthful plasma transfusions, shares his experience. I've never paid more attention to what he's eating because that was going into my... I've never paid more attention to what I'm eating because that was going into my body. He continues to invest $2 million annually in longevity research. Professor Michael and Irina Conboy discussed their groundbreaking research in which they stitched together the bodies of old and young mice. To rejuvenate the older mice's blood. They anticipate significant advancement in prolonging life treatments such as pills and a fountain of middle age in the next 5 years. The podcast explores the involvement of billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Peter Thiel in longevity research and raises moral concerns about the potential exclusion of certain groups. Interesting. Vinny.
So, well, first of all, listen. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to cheat death. We all have something in common. Male, female, tall, straight, gay. We all have an expiration date. This guy, though, Pat, he's 45 years old. He sold his company, Big Tech, $800 million. He recruited his 17-year-old son and his 70-year-old dad to join him in a tri-generational blood exchange, all right? Oh, wow. In April, they visited Resurgence Wellness. It's a futuristic medical spa in Arlington, Texas. The son got a liter of his blood removed, about fifth of the blood of his body, and separated into parts before the plasma was reinfused into his father, all right? Now, Bryan, the guy in question, then donated a liter of his blood products to his 70-year-old father, and nobody gave blood back to the son. So the son is shit out of luck. So the son's basically Tom Hardy in Mad Max when he's the blood bank. He's just sitting there and they got the blood bank. Yeah, blood bank. So he has 30 nutritionists, MRI specialists. He gives blood, stool samples of all of his all day. They're monitoring this guy. He even does penis. You might want to look into this, guys. Just pay attention. Penis rejuvenation. So he's erect for 3.5 hours a night.
Jesus.
He does.
Only.
Tom, I know. He beat your record. He does shockwave therapy 3 times a week in the hopes of gaining teenage-like erections. He even monitors and keeps track. Like, he has a journal. He's like, oh, I got a hard on, and he writes it. But it's like, Pat, at this point, you're trying to cheat death. It's like, live your life the way you are. Unless, Adam, you feel me, bro? Like, in the future, take care of yourself for right now, but 30 people around the clock working to make you young. Listen, I think it's safe to say if you're drawing blood out of your son and taking some of your dad's platelets, shoving it in you, giving some back to your dad, it's going overboard. You got to chill out.
Would you happen to have his phone number handy?
Is Bill back in the studio? But yeah, Tom, but what do you think? Yeah, I think once it's your time, bro, it's like...
Yeah, we have to go away so the next generation has a chance. You can't just be here forever, but stitching your body to somebody else is just a little too...
Tom, would you want to live forever? I think we've talked about this. Would you want to live forever?
You know, I've seen really, really elderly relatives go quietly, and I had a 93-year-old grandmother, my mom's dad, is the grandparent I was closest to. And when it was time for him to go, he was not ready to tap out, but he was so peaceful. And as he had aged, he had things that were catching up with him. He didn't have cancer, didn't go through some long thing, but he was 93 years old, and the body was really worn out. He worked as a machinist, so he had, arthritis in his wrists and his hands and everything. And he's like, you know what? I've seen a lot of family grow up. I've seen a lot of things, and I'm ready for the step to the white tunnel and go meet God. And I look at it like that, and I'm like, I say, do I want to be as healthy as I can be and as productive as I can as long as possible? Yes. I don't know if I have any desire to live 200 years, but I want to be as healthy as I can be.
What would be an ideal age? Like, if God's listening right now watching this podcast, he's probably not watching today's podcast because he's pissed, but if he's watching today's podcast, what age would you want to live to?
I think I know my body and I know my status, and I think I'm good for 105.
Oh, nice.
105, Tom.
Dog.
What do you know me?
So you've got 20 more years.
You know my mom.
No, I actually agree.
Well,
I actually agree.
I think
105.
I think 100 is a great number to aspire to be.
Yeah, but I don't want to look like a White Walker from Game of Thrones. Like, I've seen some people where it's like, bro, you should have been gone.
Two hands. Vinny, you're going to be all right. You don't have to worry about your looks, bro. You're a good-looking guy.
But I mean, pain, but Pat, my back.
Bro, we got the freaking water
ice
plunge.
pack.
You're gonna get in it every day at 89 years old.
Would you live for? Would you want to live forever?
Hell no. No
wouldn't.
Do you
way.
think that would sap your motivation to get anything done?
No way.
Probably.
I can't even imagine the pains of life. No way.
Adam, you?
No way.
I want to go to 100. I tell my mom, my grandma's 92. I said, I need you to 100, Grandma. I need you to take care of yourself.
Bullshit.
My mom is 70. I want her taking care of herself.
way.
I think you got this one life. I think you need to make the most of it. And what I will say this about this
100 will be cool.
this billionaire, whatever he is.
Yeah, Bryan Johnson.
I would much rather biohack life, health is wealth, and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on this, and then get your third Rolls Royce or your second house somewhere. It's like, at this point, that's probably the best investment you can make rather than some material item.
And by the way, you have to know at that point, that's exactly what they're doing. Once you have money, like no one gives a shit what you drive when you have money.
Correct.
When you actually have real money, and I'm not talking like, I'm talking. These guys are billionaires.
It's called fuck you, man.
Like think of, when you're pulling up to a guy that's got a massive house, you're not like, so what do you drive in this $40 million home? They're like, I don't give a shit if you pull up in an Avalon. You know?
I have this one friend.
I haven't driven in 5 years.
I have this one friend that's worth a ton of money. He's gone on the record basically saying that 150 million ain't what it used to be. But this guy is biohacking life and doing ice baths for fun.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.